Hafiz Antiro, welcome to another episode of CNMI Weekly, and we're kicking off the show with Roman Tudela, who was recently named as one of the American SBDC's 40 under 40. And you work here at the CNMI Network, yes. SBDC, at the Northern Marianas College, where it's based. First of all, congratulations, and just how do you feel? You're a 29-year-old professional, you're 40 under 40, and you're recognized nationally.
Well, I feel very humbled for this recognition. Like I've mentioned to numerous people who've confronted me about it, it's really a combination of the work around me. So, the work from SBDC, from NMC, and all the previous experience that I've gained leading up to today. So it's great to see the work that I've personally accomplished, and then to see the work that I've accomplished with the team that's with me right now.
Right. And so you started this role, you're the marketing manager?
Yes.
In 2023, so you're just over a year now.
Yeah.
But how would you describe what SBDC's mission is? For someone who maybe hasn't interacted with it, what is the purpose and mission of it?
Yeah, so SBDC in general, throughout the whole nation, our main purpose is to provide business education and resources. And if you were to enter any SBDC office, our three core services are business counseling, business education, and technical assistance. And specifically for the CNMI, I think it's such a great opportunity that we have a network here, is because it's very hard to start a business knowing that there's different areas that you have to get to start your business, and the offices here in the CNMI aren't as connected. And so to have a hub such as SBDC to sit our aspiring entrepreneurs down to let them know this is where you go, this is how you get started, I feel like we give more confidence into our community to start opening up businesses and hopefully contribute to our economy.
All right, and I guess what have you been involved in, in the past year or so that you've been working on? Obviously, you've been recognized for your work, so maybe what are you, proud of what you've accomplished here, and what projects have you had to hand in?
Yeah, so when I started this position, this was the first, I'm actually filling it up for the first time, so there hasn't been anyone before me. And so to come in and to just basically, try to work with the team to start the things from ground up. Our network is fairly new. I think it's one of the newest in the nation. And so our main goal was to raise awareness of the community that we're here. This is what we do. Come to us if you guys have any business related needs. And so that was a big undertaking in terms of informing the public in terms of graphics and, infographics and flyers and whatnot. And so establishing our social media accounts, our network website, those were one of the bigger hills to accomplish, but we have all of those established, and we've seen a great deal of interactions through those. And so I feel like that was one of the bigger reasons why we got such a great expansion of our clientele in SBDC.
And tell us a little bit more about why you wanted to be involved in this work. There's a huge wave of kind of the sentiment, right? We want people to start business. We want young people to start business. We want people to be in this type of, ecosystem. Yes. So what made you want to do this work? And I also know you're in, you're active in the community out there advocating for businesses as well.
Correct. Yeah. So in a more general sense, the small businesses are really the backbone of the CNMI economy. Majority of our businesses currently running are small businesses. And so it's always great to see aspiring entrepreneurs want to start, and having them not know where to begin is really the purpose for SBDC. So that's one of the main reasons why I do what I do. In a more personal sense, I am involved in the community. So I'm the president for the SHRM organization. And I see the struggles that our HR professionals have in regards to recruiting employees and keeping businesses afloat. And so one of my bigger goals is to try and incorporate that sense of connection between other entities that support business operations and business staffing, so that we can see where we can just fit each other in any way we can. And another personal aspect is I have a grandfather that owned a general store back in San Vicente, and I grew up in that store since I was a baby. And so growing up, the aspects of restocking shelves or cleaning the area or even becoming a cashier was just very second nature to me. And growing up now and going to school at the Northern Marianas College and University of Texas and knowing the actual scholastics of business, I realized that what I've experienced in my younger years is really what business operations is all about. And so just to be in this capacity to help entrepreneurs adventure through that that lifestyle, it's kind of like a full circle for me. So I feel like where I'm at now and what I'm doing, it's something that's more personally fulfilling in my personal capacity.
It's great to hear. And you're on your way to Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Yes,
Tell us about that. Yeah.
So we're set to leave on Sunday. So it's a combination. So this is an annual conference that SBDC hosts, and it's one of the only opportunities that our office gets to have more specific professional development. And so last year I was able to attend it, and it was so great that I was able to bring back one training back so that I can teach back to the community. And so this year the theme is digital transformation. And one of the main aspects in the marketing side is the integration of artificial intelligence. So what I plan to bring back is a couple of more trainings regarding AI, and hopefully bring that out to the community to see how they can better embed that into their business operations.
I'm curious, I want to ask you what you see most startup businesses struggling with. I mean, what kind of guidance are people looking for? Is it just simply how to get started? That's the biggest question people have? Well,
that's usually the case. We see a lot of people coming in and needing help for their business plan. But I think the overall, challenge that we see our small businesses experiencing is gaining access to capital. And I know that's something that we don't necessarily give direct assistance to, but in terms of providing assistance to have a stronger business plan, to having a stronger financial portfolio, we get them a step closer to getting better chances with our financial lenders and getting that capital for themselves.
Right, I know you've given some small business awards, right, through partnerships here at the SBDC.
Yes, yeah,
as well.
and the reason why I bring that up is we just recently had a collaboration with Bank of Hawaii, and it's one of the few direct grant opportunities that our small businesses in the community get to really gain immediate cash capital. And so we're very excited to see that, and we're hoping that we get more collaborations with other financial institutions to get that opportunities to our businesses.
All right, so let's just say I walk into your office and I'm here at the SBDC, and I say I want to start a business. What's your advice? What's your advice to someone who says, I want to start a business, they have an idea, they believe in it? What would you say to them? Yeah.
So my first response would be, everyone here would have to become a registered client.
Okay.
So just disclaimer, all our services are at no cost to our community.
Okay.
And so the only catch is you just have to become a client, and then once you're in our system, then based on your application, we'll know exactly what type of business you're trying to aim for. And based on the types of business advisors and counselors we have available, we'll connect you with them. And then in terms of figuring out how do I do a business plan, how do I get my financials all set in place, that's where our advisors come into play, and they'll tackle it on with you side by side, and at no cost to you guys, no obligation. So I encourage everyone to try and come in, even if you don't have a business idea. Maybe scheduling an appointment with our counselor might spark you to become an entrepreneur.
And you're based here at the Northern Marianas College, right?
Yes, yeah. So we currently have three offices. So our lead center is here in Saipan at the Northern Marianas College Astor Heights campus, and then our service centers are also located in Tinian and Rhoda, both conveniently located at the NMC Tinian and Rhoda centers.
All right, great. Well, thanks so much for all that information, and congrats to you again. I just wanted to open the floor. Anything else you'd like to add that I didn't ask about? Any message you want to share with the community or about yourself?
I probably mentioned it before, but I highly encourage everyone to seek services from the Small Business Development Center Network here in the CNMI. Whether you're an existing business or an emerging entrepreneur, we're able to help you throughout your entire business life cycle. So please come to us. Our businesses are at no cost, no obligation, and we love to help you and be your partners in success.
All right, thank you so much again. Congratulations
to
Roman Tudela, and we look forward to following you along your journey as well.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thanks Roman, appreciate it, and thank you for joining us. We'll be right back right after this. Off today, now we're joined with Mr. David Hood. You have decided to take over the former Hyatt Regency property. So we'll just begin with a bit of an introduction. Do you mind sharing a bit of your background, your experience, and ultimately what drove you to this decision to take over the property?
Certainly. I would say that I'm a dinosaur in the construction industry. I've been a developer and a contractor for 35 years in the States. And in the last 10 years, we started a renewables company, and we are very much into solar and batteries and so forth. So for me to come here with this hotel and the renovation, that's music to my ears. We understand how to do that. We are a licensed contractor here in Saipan, so that's going to be an easy thing for us to do, is to renovate the hotel. The question that I keep getting asked is why? Why did I want to do this? And to be honest, I came here in 2013. I fell in love with this hotel, the island, the people, and I told myself one day I will live here, and I do now. I am a resident here. And my first thought when the closure came about was, how do we save this hotel? How do we save jobs? And how do we save this 50-year-old garden that they were going to stop maintaining? So it was really a very precise goal, is just how do we keep this place going? And we started on that back in May.
And the company that is officially taking over, that's MB Capital, I understand.
Yeah, that's my company.
All right. And so you saw the news. Can you, to the extent you can, brief us on the timeline that led up to the ultimate reassignment of the lease, I understand, right?
Correct. So we started discussions back in May with the Hyatt, the former Hyatt, which is called Portopia. And we started with them and gave them a concept of what we thought might work here. Took a while to convince everybody that this was a good course of action for them. And after they decided that they would go with our program, then we started negotiating with DPL. We had to go through a big process there of qualification. We did all that, and again, it took about 4 months to go through that cycle.
So when was the reassignment official?
We signed with Portopia back in July, and then we had to re-sign again because there were some changes that DPL wanted to the assignment. So then we re-signed again in August, and then the DPL was this weekend that was finalized.
And I understand you're also hoping to attach a brand name to this property. Can you tell us what the developments are there?
We don't hope so. We are going to find a brand name here. We're working currently, and it could change. Currently, we're working with the Hilton and also the Marriott brand. Now, bear in mind, Marriott is one of the largest companies, and they have multiple brands under the Marriott banner. So we're negotiating right now to see which one fits best here. It could be Sheraton, it could be Westin, but it's a little early, so we're not quite sure where that's going to end up.
I want to ask a different version of the question you've been getting, which is why. But what is your vision? Because the previous owners maybe decided to close down for economic reasons. So
right.
What do you see here at this property?
Well, I've stayed at a lot of different Hyatts, different hotels. Hawaii was my go-to place before I found this wonderful island. I think, the market's changed, and we are going to have to change with it. We're not going to be able to just rely on a brand name. We're going to have to work on tourism and different types of venues to bring in, to get the occupancy up higher than it has been. I think the Hyatt just focused on their name, and they didn't make a lot of changes, and the market has changed, and we're gonna make sure that we're working hard to stay up with all the latest technologies in that way.
So when do you plan to open your doors, and when can people reserve the first room?
Well, you have to ask the general manager.
All right.
She's standing over there.
Okay.
But our plan is, we hope that we can get open by November. It's going to depend on the brand, and that's pretty aggressive. We're already September, but we think we can do it by November, and we're just looking forward to getting it open to the community again and tourism. So we're going to work really hard to make that goal.
And to be clear, you're taking over the rest of the 45-year lease that was renewed. Is that the commitment here?
It was a 40-year lease, and there's 38 left, so we took that over. That's been assigned. It's been blessed by DPL, and I believe it's being recorded right now. So
all right.
It's a done deal.
All right, Mr. Hood, anything else you want the CNMI regional community to know as you take on this huge endeavor?
I just want to make sure that all the memories here live on, and we're excited, very excited, and we're really looking forward to open it up to everybody that lives here as well as tourism. So I'm really excited about keeping it going, and I think it will be better than ever, so that's our goal.
And now we're joined with Gloria Kavanaugh, the new GM of this hotel.
Yes, it doesn't have a name yet, but we're really working on that. It will be an international brand. We're talking to 2 different international brands right now, and hopefully they'll be out this month, maybe in a couple of weeks, one of them, and do their due diligence. So we've been going back and forth, turning in all the applications and the checklists and stuff for them, and pretty soon we'll have an MOU at least from one of them for now.
And of course, you're a familiar face in our community. You've since transitioned to this company, MB Capital.
Yes. And so I actually signed an agreement on the 21st of this month, last month. Everything happened so fast, so quickly. I've been talking to Mr. Hood for a couple of months, and then when things happened with Saipan Portapia, then he calls me up. I just happened to be on vacation, and then things just kept on rolling. And so, we're here, and all the agreements were basically signed Saturday night, and we're ready to start.
And what is your vision for this property?
Once we do the branding, we're looking at a different brand that would come in and just elevate, the CNMI, we're going to basically take out the middle building, the main building, and do full renovations up to spec with the brand standards. We're going to open the 72 rooms hopefully in November, and then there's another 68 on that side that before the end of the year. And just plug away. When you're dealing with a brand new brand, there are so many things that need to happen. There's so many things with IT. There's so many things, just with the vision of your advertisement, the way the rooms look, all the way down to the type of TV that you have. And so it's actually very exciting. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of expense. But, thank goodness that Mr. Hood, my boss, is actually, dedicated to this, and he really wants this to happen.
You're no stranger to the visitors industry. You wear multiple hats. Tourism-wise, what is the outlook? I know these things overlap, right? One can happen without the other. So, what's your personal comment on that?
Well, that's why we're opening in stages. Is because we understand that there is the pivot, especially with the administration, and that there are some issues, as far as the global political realm up here, especially in the Indo-Pacific area. But we're going to try our best, and we're going to, like my boss said, we're going to try to think outside the box and try to get people to come here and just, work on what is actually out there and the people that actually can come here and want to come here.
All right.
Give them a great experience.
Great. Anything else you want the CNMI to know?
You know what? We're taking care of this place. The garden, I think, personally looks better than when they closed it on June 30th. We put a lot of money into it already, not even knowing that we were going to get the lease. But that just, speaks volumes to the dedication that we have to the CNMI.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you all for being with us here today to officially open our CNMI call center. Again, I am Christine Belletu, the President and CEO of DOA Pacific. As the first Chamorro to serve as the head of the company, I am rooted in the love of our islands, our culture, and most especially our people. Today marks the beginning of an exciting new chapter of rebuilding our business with our people, for our people. The future we have chartered is one brimming with hope, opportunity, and unwavering commitment to our islands. As the new CEO, I am driven by a deep belief that we are truly better together. Today, that belief comes to life as we launch our newly established call center operations, a symbol of our dedication to bringing our customers closer to the heart of our community. You will continue to connect with the same friendly and familiar associates you've come to know and trust in our stores. When we made the decision to open our call center here in Saipan, the timing could not have been more appropriate. Just this past June, the Hyatt Regency, one of Saipan's most cherished hotels, announced its closure. While this was heartbreaking for many, we saw an opportunity to embrace those who had the ability to help us rebuild our call center operations. Today, I am proud to share that 50% of our call center workforce are former Hyatt employees. These special individuals bring with them not just experience, but a spirit of service that enriches our entire team. We are equally grateful to those who have joined us from other sectors of the workforce, contributing their unique skills and energy. These include employees for our enterprise unit, tech zone, and IT departments. I want to sincerely thank the Department of Labor under your leadership, Lieutenant Governor, for facilitating the job fair and introducing us to these wonderful individuals who will now join our DOA Pacific family. Our commitment to the CNMI doesn't end here. We will be expanding our call center over the next couple of years to establish over 50 more jobs here in the CNMI. I would like to acknowledge our team who undertook a Herculean effort to get this call center open. When I made the request, I gave them 3 months, and they delivered. Pauline, our GM, who spearheaded our team here, Brent, our CNMI brand manager, Verna, our CSR lead, and of course, Connie, who is our VP of Customer Operations out of Guam, who has led the teams for both CNMI and Guam to make this happen. At DOA Pacific, we believe that building tomorrow's islands today is a collective effort. We know that when we invest in our local workforce, our community flourishes and we all flourish. So Lieutenant Governor, and to all of our CNMI government partners, I wish to extend my gratitude to all of you for your support. Without having good government which seeks to help businesses build so that they can open jobs for their people, it's very difficult to expand. In my time meeting with the governor, the lieutenant governor, members of the administration, legislature, and mayors, I have had nothing but positive encouragement. Your support and your collaboration are vital as we renew our commitment to these islands and step into this new chapter together. In the spirit of Inafa Maulik, we look forward to brighter days ahead and most especially working hand in hand for the prosperity and well-being of our entire community. Suzus Maasi and Olamai.